Not right now, really? It hasn't even started. Can't I pause it until people get here?
Maybe. You know, I'd do it anyways.
Okay, yeah. Awesome, thank you.
Okay.
So I don't need this little guy then, right?
No.
Okay.
Last time when I was here, I could only get, I couldn't get everyone.
What do you mean you couldn't get everyone online?
I couldn't see, no, I couldn't see on the computer. While I was trying to speak and I couldn't see it.
Oh,
That's why I brought my big one.
Was there a reason why we couldn't connect? Or is it just something that had to be set up on the computer?
well,
Might be
it
set
was,
up on
it
your
was hit
computer.
or miss, because this one still didn't work, but this one does, kind of like you. So,
Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna- Hey, I didn't call you back today. I was supposed to call you yesterday afternoon.
You got you got that email?
One with the supposedly dollars, I didn't get any,
I got hacked.
I got hacked. Oh, I didn't get that in.
Okay.
The only email I got was something about proposal that's coming in today.
Okay.
And I didn't have a attachment with it. Damn, Apple Pals, you can't trust them.
yeah, so just so you're aware, Dave had me delete everybody's email off the website.
Just so they hadn't been compromised already.
Mm-hmm.
Did the IDA get hacked? Or was it-
He thinks it's the
They scrape-
IDA.
They scrape what they do is they scrape the website. What happens?
But only 4 people got hacked. Like I didn't, and you
Up to
didn't,
5.
right?
Not
Up to 5.
that I know of.
Okay, now I've got to figure out how to do this.
What are you doing? The same thing as me?
Yeah.
Do you want me to help you?
Yeah, come help me. will you?
We would just be wasting too much time.
So I used the one that's on that. It's easier.
Is that the one that's on the desk? It looks different. Is that yours?
This is mine.
Oh, is it new?
Yeah.
That's bigger than what you normally carry.
Yeah, it looks different.
You carry that little
Well, I
iPod.
carry an iPad, but
Yes,
last time I
he
couldn't
does.
see everyone, so
Oh, right. Mr. Wild had his hand raised and you kept ignoring him,
and you didn't tell me.
saying that you couldn't see him.
And you
I
didn't tell
couldn't
me.
see.
There's a reason.
They told me to turn my computer around so I couldn't see what was going on.
What do you want? Yes, Nick. Then what am I supposed to do about it? You can. Well, I will send it to you. I'll send you the link again once I find it. Did you send it to him in a text?
Yes. He wanted me to text it to him.
Well,
Is anybody else on?
Just me and you.
Okay, 'cause that's all I'm seeing, you. Wait,
Nick is trying right now. It always has been that way.
you set that special meeting out? I can't find it.
When did I send it out?
Yeah.
Oh, here, are you gonna forward it to him or are you gonna read it to him over the phone?
I printed it. If you want to.
Yeah, I was gonna say I printed it too. It looks like it was sent on the, I have no idea, it doesn't say.
I got the 22nd, but I think I forwarded.
Well, that's today, though.
I think I forwarded it myself.
I sent it out, when did, probably a week ago,
Yeah,
right?
it was a while ago. I
Yeah.
have to go look. I can't lose all of it. You want the written version? You got it. You don't find that.
Oh, okay. It's already starting off very well.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Nick, here's what you want to type in for the meeting ID. Where's your Zoom? You bring up your Zoom thing.
Oh. Kara's zooming.
You got a little icon that says Zoom.
Hello.
Hi. Can you see everybody?
I can see, yeah, just Karen.
And then Dave and
Hold on
me?
a second.
Okay. What? You don't have a speech prepared?
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID. Follow. Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. Please enter the meeting password followed by pound.
Hold on a second. Okay,
You are in the meeting now. There are 6 participants in the meeting.
okay, it's 865. Hold on.
Oh, I have to close out of this, don't I?
Eight six five 7900 4478.
Where's YouTube?
Hey, Josh Bagnato from TDI joined. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Technical difficulties. So the password 040537. Zero 537.
Yeah,
Whoop.
oh, live on YouTube.
I'm in.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so do I do that and then log out or no?
think after all this time, we get used to how to use YouTube and Zoom and all this other stuff.
You're getting a
I'm
lot
hanging up.
better.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
I'm going to mute.
Thank you. How you doing, Josh?
Hi, Dave. How are you? And hello, everyone else. Thank you all for taking the time. Dave, we'll just stand by until you're ready and then take the lead from you.
There's a couple others that were going to join us, so I just wanted to wait a few minutes to see if they joined us.
That's
I'm
great.
gonna-
My colleague Todd Singer is with us as well. So if you're wondering who that is, that's Todd. He's the CFO of TDI, our company.
Nice to
Hi,
see
Todd. How are
everybody. Good.
So you get the big title and all the headaches too.
Yes.
No. Well, let's see. There's others supposed to show up, so. Brian's on his way home to Killeen by Zoom. Yeah. He's got to do chores at 6 o'clock. So. Well, let's start out with this, and if others join, we'll introduce them. I just wanted to say from the IDA, we have here Lester Losa, who is also the supervisor from Town of Fort Edward. We have Darrell Wilson, or he's not from the IDA. We got Darrell Wilson from Putnam. We have Dan Bruno, who is the supervisor from which ward, Dan?
4th Ward in Glens Falls.
4th Ward in Glens Falls. He's also on the IDA Executive Board. We have Nick Caimano, who is a long-term member of the IDA. We have Jenny Sullivan, who is a longtime member of the IDA. Craig Leggett, who is the supervisor in Chester, New York, also on the IDA board. Darrell Wilson from Putnam, I talked about him. We have Dana Hogan from the town of Kingsbury. Allie White Weaver, who is the IDA administrative person. We have Carol Elias, who is the IDA attorney. And I think I've got everyone to this point.
Who are the numbers?
Who's 185?
885, Bruce.
Bruce Ferguson, a super
Bruce
long
Ferguson.
member of the IDA. And
Pardon?
who is 2267?
That's Ellen Smith.
Ellen Smith. Okay, Ellen Smith is sort of a consultant with us. She is with FTI Consulting. She is also the ex-COO of National Grid, so we welcome her expertise as we navigate through some of these waters. So I think the purpose of this meeting is that, Josh, you wanted to make a presentation about TDI and what relationship they're looking for with the IDA. and which also encompasses 7 towns in Washington County. So without any further ado, I'll open it up to you.
Great, Dave, thanks very much for the introductions. It's nice to meet everybody. I see some familiar faces, Lester, and I've met Dana before. I think Daryl, I think we've met. So thank you all for taking the time. I'm sure you've got a lot of things going on, so we really appreciate you all getting together.
So
Really,
one moment, Josh. Josh Magnato is a vice president of TDI out of the Burlington area and Burlington, Vermont area, and Todd Singer is the CFO of TDI. So just to make sure I had those all in there. So thank you. Sorry, go ahead, Josh. Didn't mean
yeah,
to
no problem, Dave. So what we thought we would do is I have given an overview presentation to Dave and Allie a couple weeks ago about the project. Lester and Dana have heard this before. I can quickly go over the project so everybody knows what Champlain Hudson Power Express is. If everybody knows what it is, we can skip that. What we were thinking the material part of this conversation would be is the term sheet that we sent to you, Dave, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. That's got the proposed financial terms of our proposed IDA. And for the term sheet, I'll really turn it over to Todd, who will walk through that with you. And if you don't need us to walk through it with you, we'll answer questions. So I guess the first thing is, do the folks on the phone or on the screen need a 5-minute overview of the project, or is that not necessary?
There are a couple IDA members, 3 or 4, who may need an overview. So if you give them an overview, I'd appreciate it.
All right, I'll go quick, and then I'm happy to take questions. So the Champlain Hudson Power Express, 1,000 megawatt buried HVDC transmission line project proposed by our company TDI. The proposal is to move Canadian renewable energy from the province of Quebec into New York City. We do so by burying 2 5 to 6 inch diameter cables that look like this. This is an actual cross section of one. So there's 2 of these. And we bury them from the US-Canada border to Astoria, Queens. It is a private transmission line, and it's been under development for some time. It's fully permitted. So we've got it permitted by the US Department of Energy, the US Army Corps of Engineers, and most importantly, the state of New York PSC Siting Commission. So we have what's called an Article 7 certificate. So the project is pretty advanced. As it relates to Washington County, we're not in Warren County, we're only in Washington County. Our permitted route takes us out of the lake in Putnam, along a couple roads, county and town roads through Putnam, onto Route 22, through Putnam and Dresden. In the village of Whitehall, we move on to the railroad tracks, and then basically through Whitehall, Fort Anne, Kingsbury, Fort Edward, until we're out of Washington County. So there's lots of components to this project. The basic business model is to move renewable energy, again, from Quebec into the New York City metropolitan area. There's demand for renewable energy in New York City. There's less demand for it where you folks are sitting. So that's why the business model is what it is. And the project has got pretty good momentum over the past year or so. Both the city of New York, the mayor has indicated an interest in buying power for city operations from the project, and Governor Cuomo back in April basically said it's time to get this project built. So we're working on many elements of the project to get it ready for a financial close. And one of the key elements of that is executing pilot agreements with IDAs from Canada to New York City. So there's many IDAs we're working with. Most of them we're working with actively right now, like we are with your board. And so that's the high level of the project. I guess just a couple things I'll emphasize. About 60% of the project is in water, Lake Champlain and the Hudson River primarily, and about 40% is on land. So your county happens to have a little bit in the water and quite a bit on land, and that's just the way it goes. The project was, the routing and all that was determined many years ago. I can get into why we are where we are and but that's kind of in the weeds. So I'll stop there and see. I covered a lot of stuff, but I don't want to take a lot of time. So are there questions on that?
Josh, Nick Caimano, I've been here a long time, off and on, and a long time ago, we handled is this the same project that started about a millennium ago? And we're continuing on now?
It started, the project really launched in about 2010. It took about 3+ years to get all the permits. So that takes you to about 2013, 2014. The project was not able to move forward on commercial terms for some time there. There's various reasons for that. Obviously, we kept behind the project, and our owner, which is Blackstone, which is a private equity firm based in New York City, they stayed behind us all this time. And now we think the stars are aligning.